Welcome to Kendra's Artistic Crochet Designs. And today we're going to make this little Indian boy. That's our last diamond for November. And I know I'm behind because I'm doing this in December, but all right. We're going to start out with brown. All right, and we're going to chain two, and in the second chain from the hook you're going to put a single crochet and two diamonds, or two diamonds, two double crochets. It's Monday, folks. All right. Actually, I'm doing this on a Monday. So that is the first square, and that is called this stitch is called the falling leaf stitch, and that is the first square. That is row one done. Row two, we're going to chain two and turn. You will automatically chain two and turn at the beginning of every row. All right, and again, in the second chain from the hook, you're going to put that falling leaf stitch in there. And then you're going to skip the next two stitches, which those are called double crochets, and in the third stitch, which is the single, you're going to put another falling leaf stitch in that single. Now you'll always put falling leaf stitches in the single crochets. You're never going to crochet into those doubles. You're always going to skip the double crochets. So we're going to put this falling leaf stitch in here, and now we have two squares. 1, 2. Okay, and that is row two. And so, we go up by one square every row. So row three will have three squares. Row four will have four squares, so and so forth. All right, so let's do row three. We're going to chain two and turn. And we're going to put that falling leaf stitch in that second chain from the hook. And I'm not going to finish that last double crochet. I'm just going to go halfway. So we're going to go through two and keep these two loops on the hook. And then we're going to bring in my background color, which this was a blue-green type black background color. And then we're going to again skip the next two stitches, and in the third stitch over, which is the single crochet, you're going to use that blue and put a falling leaf stitch in. But again, when we get to that second double crochet, you're not going to finish it. Now I took this brown with me so that I can change to that brown for the last square. So again, we're going to skip the next two, and in the last stitch over, which is a single, we're going to put the falling leaf stitch in. And of course, in this row you have three squares, because this is row three. And that's how you know that if you put this down and you're trying to figure out what row you're on, just count your squares. 1, 2, 3. Then you know you're on row 4 next. Okay, so let's chain two and turn for 4. And we're going to put in our first brown square. You'll always have start with brown and end with brown in these. All right, and then again, we're not going to finish that. We're going to bring this blue over because we got to put two blues in between the two browns. So we're going to put our two squares in with the blue. We're taking that brown with us. We're carrying that brown underneath. And then we're going to switch over to brown and then put our brown square in that last stitch. And that's what the first 4 rows looks like. All right, and let's mark off those rows too. And then we'll get ready for row 5. All right, so again, we're going to chain 2 and turn and start with a brown square to begin with. And in this row, we're going to switch from the blue and the brown. We're going to switch back and forth. So it'll be brown, then blue, then brown, then blue, then we're going to end up with brown. You should have 5 squares. So we're just switching back and forth. So there's the blue. And now we need a brown here in the middle. And we're going to switch off the blue. And then we need brown. All right, and that is what row 5 looks like. And let's do row 6. Chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start off with our brown in that second chain from the hook. And then we need blue next. So 1 brown, 1 blue, and then we're going to bring in a green. So I have this green right here. And then we're going to leave that behind, and we're going to switch back to brown. And then we need a blue and a brown to finish it off. And that is what row 6 looks like. So let's mark off 5 and 6. And do 7. Alright, so we're going to start out with our brown. And then we need our blue. And then back to brown. And then we need to switch over to our green. And we're going to put 2 green in next. So it's brown, blue, brown. And now we need 2 greens. And then we're going to finish off with a blue and a brown. There we have it. So that is row 7. And row 8, we're going to chain 2 and turn. In this row we don't need the green, so we're going to go ahead and cut that off. But we are going to be using yellow in this row. So we'll get that ready. Okay, we're going to start out with the brown, 1 brown, 1 blue. And then we need 2 yellow. Bring this yellow in. And then we're going to leave this yellow behind and go to our brown. And now we need 2 brown. And then we're going to finish off this row by putting 1 blue and 1 brown. And there's what it looks like, and what it should look like. Alright, so we need to mark off 7 and 8. Alright, the next row we will not be using the yellow. So we are going to cut that off. But we will be needing gold. And we're going to go back to our green. So I'll get those ready. Alright. Now what did I do? I messed up that. I didn't take that with me with the blue. Goodness gracious. Let me fix this real quick. I'm going to make sure that you bring your yarn with you. Or else it won't look great. Alright, and then we're going to get ready for row 9 here. So let's chain 2 and turn for row 9. Starting out with the brown. And then we need the 1 blue and then 2 brown. And then we need the gold. So we're going to put 2 gold in next. Alright, now we'll leave that gold behind and bring in, we need 1 green next. So bring in our green. And we're just going to put a green in here. And then a blue and a brown to finish it off. All right. And there we have that. So that is the row 9. Row 10, chain 2 and turn. And we will be cutting off that gold. And bringing the yellow back into this next row. But we're going to keep that green. So let's start off with our brown. And blue. So one brown, one blue, and one green. And then we need 3 yellow next. There's going to be a little bit more ends to work in on this, but that's all right. It don't take long to work in on those ends. So we need 3 yellow. And I think I forgot my yarns. Yep, they're all right there. Goodness. I need those. Okay, so as you can tell, the video cuts off in the middle. It cuts off at the beginning, the middle of row 10, and then the end to the end of row 16. So I'm going to go over row 10 through 16. Just remember, when the video comes back, it's already done the 16, so you want to go after that to the, it'll show you what it looks like on row 16, and then you want to go to 17. Okay, so row 10. This part, I think you know, it is 1 brown, 1 light blue, 1 green, and 3 yellow. So we're bringing in that yellow, back in that yellow. And then
we need one brown and two light blue and one brown at the end to finish off that row. And you should have 10 squares at the end of that row. So row 11 then is one brown, two light blue, two brown, and then two gold. So you'll cut off the yellow and put in the two gold. Okay, and then one green, one brown, one light blue, and one brown. And you should have 11 squares. Row 12, it is one brown, one light blue, three brown, two yellow. So you're cutting off the gold and putting the two yellow in. And then one brown, three light blue, and one brown. And you should have 12 squares. Row 13 is one brown, three light blue, three brown, four royal blue, and then one light blue and one brown. And you should have 13 squares. So row 14 then is one brown, one light blue, five royal blue, two dark red, and four light blue and one brown at the end. And you should have 14 squares by the end of that row. And row 15, like, you know, as you do these rows, you know, as I go through these, you'll turn off the video. I mean, you'll pause the video. Okay, so row 15 is one brown, four light blue, three brown, four royal blue, one brown, one light blue, and one brown. And there should be 15 squares at the end of row 15. Now, row 16, this video comes back in to the end of row 16. So you want to be careful that when you go back to the video, you're not doing that again. Okay, so you'll just go to row 17. So row 16 is one brown, one light blue, one royal blue, five brown, two dark red, and five light blue and one brown. So when the video comes back, it finishes up row 16 at the end, and then it'll go to row 17. And you should have it. So I hope this helps. And I'm sorry about the video cutting off.
3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to bring that red back in and put two red in. So there's 1, and 2. Leave that behind. And then we need our background color. And we need to finish this row off by putting 5 light blue and a brown at the end. So there's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then our brown. Alright, so there is the 16 rows finished. And we'll mark off 15 and 16. And we're over halfway in this video. Alright, so we're going to chain 2 and turn. And 17, we'll start off with our brown. And again, we are done with this red, so we can cut that off. Alright, and we're going to switch over to our background color, which is that light blue. And we need 6 of those next. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And then this is 6. And then we're going to switch back over to brown. And now we need 6 brown. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. And 6. Alright, and then we need our royal blue, and we need to put 2 royal blue in next. So there's 1. And 2. And then we're going to finish off this row by putting 1 light blue, 1 brown at the end. Alright, and then that is row 17. Row 18, chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start off with our brown again. So one brown. One light blue. All right, back to our brown and put one brown in. And then we need one royal blue next. And then we're going to go back to our brown. And put one brown in. Alright, so I have a different color of a green here. And we are going to put this green, it's like more of an olive green. We're going to put 4 green in next. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I need a brown. I've got to see this picture on this. 18. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, okay, 4 olive green, and then a brown, and then a light blue, and then another olive green. And then we need 5 light blue and a brown to finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And there we go. Okay, so that is 18 rows. Let's mark off 17 and 18. And 19, we're going to chain 2 and turn. And we'll start our square, our row off with a brown. And then we need 5 light blue next. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Then we're going to bring this olive green up, and we're going to put 2 olive green in. So there's 1 and 2. All right, and then we need one blue, light blue, and then we need 5 brown. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then 2 royal blue, so there's 1 and 2, and then we just need brown, light blue, and brown. To finish it off. All right. Alright, I know what I did wrong now. Alright, so these 3 olive greens right here were supposed to be black. That's part of his hair. Um, so it should have been, this row should have been brown, and then 5 blue, the light blue, and 2 black. This down here, this row down here should have been 1 black. So I didn't realize that. Anyway, so row 18 should have had, when we did these 4 right here, and then there was a brown and a blue, that should have been black. And then these 2 are supposed to be black. So, all right, so I will be back for row 20. I will fix this and then be back. All right, so we're back on 18. And 18, we had a brown, a light blue, and a brown. And then we had that royal blue. Then we had a brown. And then we had 4 olive green. All right, then a brown and a blue. And then a black. That's where the black comes in. So then we need the 5 light blue. And then the brown will finish off the row. All right, so 19, we'll start out with the brown. And then we need 5 blue after that, the light blue after that brown. Four, and then this is 5. And then we need 2 black. And then a light blue. We'll leave that black behind. And then we need 5 brown. Make sure you bring that light blue with you. Darn it. Leave it behind. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need our royal blue. And we're going to put 2 royal blue in. So there's 1, and 2. And then they need brown, light blue, brown to finish off this row. All right, there. Now it's correct, and we've got that black here. Goodness. Okay, so now let's do row 20. Chain 2 and turn. And we are starting out with the brown. And then we need 1 blue, 1 light blue. And then we need a green. All right. And then we'll leave that behind. And then we need a brown. And a royal blue. 1 royal blue. And then a brown. And then this, I should have cut that off. That, I need that. So this olive green, I cut off the olive green off that one row. We need one olive green. Make sure we bring our colors with us. Our light blue and our brown anyway. Alright, and then I need a brown again. And we're going to end up bringing this olive green with us. And then I'm going to bring in this tan. We're going to use this tan as a skin color. His face starts here. So we need one tan. And then the olive green again. So we'll leave that behind. And we're going to put this olive green in here. Next. Alright. And then we need a blue. And then 3 black. So there's 1, 2, and 3. And then we need 5 light blue and a brown to finish off this row. I don't want that stitch to be too loose. There we go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we just need 1 brown to finish off the row at the end here. That is 20 rows and 20 squares. You should have 20 squares. All right. So row 21. So row 21, we're going to start with the brown. And as soon as I get this started, all right, and then we need 5 blue, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need 2 black, so there's 1, 2. And then we need this, we can cut this off, this olive green off. We don't need that olive green anymore. All right, we need this tan to go across here. And we need 5 of this tan. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we need 2 brown. One and 2. And then we need 2 of our royal blue. and 2 green. Dang it. And make sure we bring this brown with us too. So 2 green, 1 light blue, and a brown should finish off this row. And it does. Okay, so anyway, that's 21 rows. You should have 21 squares. We'll be back in a moment. Alright, so row 22. We are going to cut off this green. We're not going to need this green in this row. Alright, so we're going to start off with our brown. I am in the wrong stitch, I believe. There we go. Alright, so we got a brown and a blue, light blue. Alright, and then we're going to bring this yellow in, and we need 2 yellow. Alright, leave that behind. And then we need a brown and a royal blue. And then another brown after that. All right, and we're going back to this, and we're working on this necklace again. So this is the, like the avocado green. All right, and then we need 6 of these tans. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, and then we need black, and we need 2 black. There's 1, and 2. And then we're going to finish up this row by putting 5 light blue and a brown at the end. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here's our brown for row 22. All right, and that's what it looks like. I hope that was right. Yeah, that was right. Okay. All right. so let's chain 2 and turn. And we're going to start out with our brown for row 23. And then we need 4 blue. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, so I have another color of a red. This is a brighter red. And we're just going to put 1 red in next. And then we need to bring this royal blue over to here. One minute. We're done with that red. I need 1 royal blue here. Alright, and we better bring that raw blue with us. Now we need black. 1 black. Alright, I've got to look at this chart. Something's wrong. I'll be right back. Alright, so we have the 1 brown, the 4 light blue, the red, the blue, and a black. Okay, and now we need 2 tan. We're bringing this royal blue with us, but we do not need this black yet, so we'll leave it behind. So now we need 2 tan. So there's 1 and 2. And now we're going to put I put this peach in. And we need 2 peach. So there's 1. And 2. And now we can leave it behind. And then we need these 2 tan again. One and 2. And then we need brown. I need 2 brown. So 1 and 2. And then we need that royal blue again. And I need 2 royal blues. So there's 1 and 2. And I cut off that yellow. We need to add in 2 gold. Let's see if I find the end of it. Goodness gracious. So there's 1. Hang on a minute. We need that royal blue needs to stay behind. There's no use in taking that with us. We're done with that royal blue. Alright, so there's 1 and 2 gold. And then we need a green. Did I cut that off? Yes, I did. Alright, I don't know what it was. Alright, we'll just bring it back. So we're going to put a green, a blue, and a brown at the end. We're done with the gold, so leave it behind. I forgot my brown. I need to take that brown with me. And then we just add a brown at the end to finish it off. Row 23 anyway. Alright, so there's what it should look like. Alright, and we will be back for row 24 in a moment. Alright, so we'll start off on row 24 with one brown. And one light blue. And then one green. Alright, the gold we are cutting off because we need yellow in this row. I'm going to bring in the yellow. And we need 3 yellow. So there's 1. 2. And 3. So we can leave that yellow behind. I should have left that green behind too. Dang it. Alright. So there's 1. 2. And 3. Alright, now royal blue. 1 royal blue. And then we need a one brown. We got to bring that royal blue with us, though. We're going to need that later. So bring it along with you. So we need a brown, and then we need this avocado green again. One more time. Did I not cut that off? We need 2 avocado greens. So there's 1 and 2. And then we need a tan. We'll leave this behind, that avocado green. Bring up the tan. So we need 1 tan, 1 peach, and then we need to go back to our tan. And we need 3 tan. So there's 1, 2, and 3. All right. And then we need 1 black. All right. So 1 black, 1 royal blue, and a black. Royal blue, and then black, and then a red. Or is that 2? Nope, 1 red. Yep, 1 red. Alright, and then we need 4 light blue and a brown to finish off this row. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, there's row 24. Alright, row 25. Alright, we are starting out with the brown. And then we need 4 light blues. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, then we need 2 red. One and 2. Then we need black, one black, one royal blue. Need that black behind. And then we need 1 tan and 1 brown. and then 2 tan, then 1 peach, and then 1 tan, we're done with that avocado green. We can get that out of there. Four brown, so there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's cut this yellow out. We're going to bring in the gold. So we need 2 gold, so there's 1 and 2, and then we need 1 green, and then we need brown, light blue, brown. And that finishes off row 25. In row 25, you should have 25 squares. This is what half of our diamond is finished, and this is what it should look like. Okay, so that is the end of this video because we've got half of our diamond done. And then tomorrow we'll be back to do the other half. And we'll start with row 26 by decreasing on both ends and working our way up to the other corner. So I hope you guys are enjoying this Indian boy. I want to thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and bye bye now.